as far as Lillard's numbers versus his career numbers.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate counter moves on their part to do what you've done well against them, and then you have counters to make counters, or how do you kind of
Getting
anticipate?
deep, man. You're getting deep. No, I think obviously you like what we've done, but you know that he'll be better. He'll be more suited. He'll be more prepared. It's tough during the regular season to prepare for offenses and defenses at times. So when you have time to prepare for it, usually that guy will be better against whatever you do, and we have to be better in what we do. But there's always adjustments, and you're ready for
What have
them.
you done that's worked? Blitzing him
Just pray that he missed shots. Chris Paul is a pretty damn good defender. We got two guards. Him and Austin are long, big, tough, and they're both really good defensive guards, and I think that helps us.
how big of a concern is JJ's ego as far as going into the series?
Well, it's a concern. I don't know yet if it's a big concern yet. I think we'll figure it out when we get closer to Sunday. Obviously, he means a lot to what we do, so you want him to be at full strength. You don't want him to lose another step.
You won't do anything today?
No.
One of the in the regular season, obviously, that they were pretty good on the offensive glass. How do you
Yeah.
look at that in this series? Is that something?
That's huge. Yeah, I mean they destroyed us on the glass, and Plumlee had his two best games offensively against us. Ed Davis is, if he just sends his stats against us, Ed Davis is going to make the max. So we have to do a better job. Those guys, I thought, the game they won, they just dominated, but even the other games that were close, it was their rebounding that kept them in the game. So we did pretty well initially defensively, and then they got another shot at it, and that's where they actually got some of their threes off as well. So we have to do a better job.
Score's obviously been together for a while, so it's not like there's a big reacclimating. But with Blake just having come back a couple weeks ago, do you think that there is still an adjustment period there?
Yeah, I don't know, Howard. I would say that it's probably more Blake just trying to adjust to being Blake again, more than us trying to, figure him out. We know how he plays. He knows how the team plays, and it's just him, just working. You don't miss the amount of games that you miss and just be back to, the perfect fit for yourself, not the team. So I just think he'll get better and better as the playoff goes on.
Doc, things don't always go kind of as you planned.
Yeah.
But you kind of went into this once you got locked in close, like, I want to try to get guys rest.
Yeah.
And I think starters don't play in 3 games. They don't play in 5 fourth quarters. Could it have gone better in your mind in terms of the rest?
No, the rest part was good for sure. That was really good for us. Obviously not getting Blake as soon as we thought was the only downside to that, because we still have to give him rest even when he came back. I mean, he missed 2 games and then didn't play in 4. But there was no way around that. So that would be the only thing that didn't work out the way it's planned, but everything else was pretty good.
2 of the 4 matchups against Portland you had without Blake.
Yeah.
You look at kind of the offensive glass. Do you kind of throw some of it out because?
No, because I thought they still rebounded pretty well. So one of the games they dominated, and Blake was in that game. So we, do a lot of things defensively against their guards, which allows their bigs to run to the glass. But we can do a better job. We have to, or we won't win the series.
They've been pretty vocal about wanting this matchup. They said that. Will you address that with the team? Do you use something like that?
Haven't you guys told them?
I did today.
Yeah, so I don't think I have to tell them that. No, I don't care about all that stuff. They should want us. I mean, really, we're the 4th seed. Why would you want 1, 2, or 3? Even you went to school. You can figure that out. Yeah, I mean, but honestly, if I was a team that wasn't 1, 2, or 3, and I had to, no. At the end of the day, you're either going to win the series or not. And you win the series, whether they wanted to play you or not, really wouldn't matter.
Last year, you guys were kind of the underdogs against San Antonio the first round.
Yeah.
I feel like you used that. I think even you would say that nobody expected us to win.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of on the opposite side a little bit.
Yeah.
How does that impact being the favorite? Is that
I don't think it should impact anything. I mean, you still, these guys, it's not about winning one series. It's not like we're coming in here thinking about one series. We want to do the same thing the other 4 teams at the top of the West want to do, and that's win it all. So this is just the beginning of a long journey, hopefully, for us. And to do that, you got to do your job. You got to be ready to play. You got to be ready to execute. You guys got to make shots for you, and you got to get stops. And so, to me, all that other noise and stuff is what it is.
does that affect, not to backtrack too much, but does that kind of affect that long view in terms of why you would sit Blake when you know he needs more minutes? Is because you're thinking more, at least part three?
No, why is because we had to. I mean, we didn't want to play on back-to-back games. He just came back. It just wouldn't have been smart. So, it wasn't about looking at the long picture. It was more making sure Blake is healthy.
There's a couple of 2 days off between games in the series. Good thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I've always thought that's a good thing for any team, not just us. But I like it, especially when you think about JJ and Blake. That's a great thing for us.
There's no limits on Blake now, right?
No, there's no limits, nothing. And so far, honestly, he's responded extremely well at the games. And that was something we were concerned with. And he's felt great the next day. Didn't know. I thought he did. He didn't have a great playoffs last year, but he had a great regular season. And so you knew he still had it. You knew he could win games for you. And I think he's gotten better this year. I think he's had a better year this year than last year for us. And I expect him to carry that through the playoffs.
You mentioned Jamal having a great playoffs last year. Does the way things ended last year ever come up in your mind? Do you use that?
I'll use it in the fact that I thought our mental approach changed. I go back to, and I may be wrong, we may have one tech, but I think 0 in the San Antonio series, and we had 7 in the Houston series. And, I just thought that was a change of focus. You can't have that. That's a fatal flaw in the playoffs. When you start changing your focus, you usually lose at some point, and we did.
Anything about this team feel different going into this playoff run versus a year ago this time?
No, I think this is a tougher team. I think we're deeper, clearly. I mean, we're too deep in some ways, but I've never found that to be a problem, I can tell you that. But I just think we're a tougher team mentally. Maybe from what we went through, or maybe that's just this makeup of this group.
Any thought to playing Jeff at the starting lineup?
No. Could happen, but not today. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.